breaking news. Wow, today we have some fundamental news that we've been waiting for, and this is the most bullish possible case for Bitcoin. We're going to delve into exactly what this means. Technicals suggesting the S&P 500 could jump 30% in a current bull market cycle that will extend until 2022, which would be the absolute perfect storm for Bitcoin. Literally another year of bullishness in the S&P and in the broader markets would be exactly what Bitcoin needs to skyrocket, decouple, and bring us the gains to take away our pains. And wow, with that being said, there is a possibility of one more significant pullback, specifically in this chart that we're going to be talking about in the very, very short term, guys. But overall, the next few months, and specifically 2021, could be setting up for the most bullish time in history for cryptocurrency. And what the fundamentals and technical analysis are showing, has everybody been too bearish about the current world situation? Gooey Gumdrops, and for 4 days, Bitcoin held support on our ascending line, but it looks as though it's actually breaking down. We'll show you what the next target of this most likely is. And guys, what is most likely for Bitcoin's price over the next 3 days? Wow, welcome back, big booty Bitcoiners. Guys, we have so much to be delving into this webisode. And specifically, we're going to be talking about some very interesting technical and fundamental analysis for the S&P 500, because guys, the only reason that I've had any sentiment that is bearish over the last few months is specifically because of the correlation with stock market, right? I've never been more bullish on what is going on in the cryptocurrency space, and specifically for Bitcoin, I've never been more bullish. But the only thing that's been tugging on my tubes over the last few months, again, is the SPX. But guys, with this news, this is actually super interesting and basically the best case scenario to look out for. And there's some very, very interesting data coming out by some institutional technical analysis that got me extremely excited, and I definitely think it'll get a lot of you guys excited as well. So in the comments below, make sure, share your opinion on what you think about this news. Wow, so guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get updated when we upload new videos. And as well, guys, we're going to be picking a winner for this sledge-isode at the end of this episode. So as well, as always, to enter, make sure you're subscribed and leave your comment below. Wow, and for the next few days only, if you're interested in trading this market, make sure to put in code TylerSCrypto1 or TylerSCrypto2 to get 60, 90, 300, and up to a total of $390 extra for trading on Bybit. Wow, so guys, if we take a look at the SPX, one thing that I do want to note is we're actually coming up to our previous high of just about a month ago on September 1st, September 2nd here, about almost 3,600 for the SPX, right? Currently, we're at 3,490, but there is extremely bullish news that we're going to be spending this episode talking about. But first, I just want to highlight a few things. For one, if we specifically look on this weekly chart, even as this market's been extremely bullish, we always pull back to the 21 weekly. And as you see, guys, now we're pretty high above the 21 weekly. So again, over the next week or two, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually saw some more downside to actually come back to this 21 week. But one thing I think that's really important and extremely bullish before we would do that is actually breaking this previous high and actually maybe running for a week or two before we get another pullback. So we literally bounced exactly at the 21 week just a few weeks ago on September 21st, and that's where we found support. But we are pretty high right now, and it would be normal if we got a pullback just to return back to the 21 weekly yet again after 4 straight weeks of some pretty nice gains here for the SPX. And guys, with all that being said, if the SPX continues to rise, I literally have zero doubts about Bitcoin going to the moon. The only reason that I've been a little hesitant and had a little bear in the back of my mind just telling me to like not be extremely 100% bullish just yet is because of this. But if the SPX and the stock market really does do what we're about to talk about in this video, then I literally have zero doubts, zero worries, zero concerns, zero bearishness for Bitcoin over the next year, guys. And we could actually get much more bullish than even my wildest dreams and even some of your wildest wet dreams as well. And as well for Bitcoin, we're breaking below for the last 4 days this ascending support. I do think it's possible we actually come back down and kind of revisit 11,001 or 11,200 again in the short term. But guys, let's be real. It's actually kind of, it's been pretty bullish lately. And there is still the possibility we actually just continue this run. I want to see the SPX close very bullish Friday. So over the next few days, that's one thing I'm looking at. We just got a bullish cross on the daily chart for Bitcoin with the 21-day going above the 50-day moving average. So that's extremely awesome. And as well, guys, something we've been talking about for the past few months, this 6-month ascending channel is exactly where we're running into that resistance. You see it. We talked about this. We talked about 11,800 being that level, and that's exactly where we went into. We were about, I guess, $50 off, but for the most part, that is exactly where we said there would be some greater resistance, and that is exactly where this so far move has found that resistance and found a decent pullback, right? It's only a few $100. about like $400. But in this market, that is somewhat significant, especially in the shorter time frames. But guys, again, this is the main reason I think we're getting this, even though we're getting a bullish cross. So I think over the next week, we're actually going to continue bullish. The only bearishness I'm seeing currently is in the short term. And the last thing before we delve into the article is this. Dennis actually tweeted this to me a few days ago. The key takeaway I think from this is the fact that we've set a new higher high, and you can see that here on this chart for Bitcoin. And honestly, if I had to pick any area of this Wall Street cheat sheet, Psychology of a Market Cycle, which we've been following since 2018, right? We've been following this for the past 2 years. If I had to pick any area on this chart where we are undoubtedly at, I would say it would be the disbelief phase, 100%. Even if this takes another month or two, I think we're literally at the disbelief phase. And as you can see on this chart, that's the first time, this disbelief phase is the first time we set a new higher high right here. You see we have a lower high and then another lower high, and then when we get our first higher high is when the market turns around according to this kind of generic cheat sheet. And this is literally our first higher high because we had a lower high, another lower high, and recently is when we set our newest higher high. Wow, guys, so this is the article I've been inching and squinching to get into. So technicals suggesting the S&P could jump another 30% in a current bull market cycle that will extend to 2022. I'll be honest, I've been following and doing TA on Bitcoin for about 3 years now, but my experience with doing traditional and fundamental analysis on like stock markets is pretty limited. It's only been a few months. I'm very confident with technical analysis in general, but when it comes to fundamentals of something like the S&P 500, it definitely is not my strongest area, right? So that's why we're actually jumping into this article to see what people who are extremely talented and are extremely knowledgeable in this field are saying. So the cycle backdrop for stocks remains bullish and is still improving. Market breadth is expanding and the laggards are bottoming, the note highlighted. We would encourage investors to keep in mind the improving longer-term cycle backdrop underway that should support equities well into 2021. According to a note sent to FundStrat clients on Tuesday, the technical analysis shows the stock market should continue its run for at least another 2 years. Specifically, the monthly cycle indicators point to continued uptrend that is supportive of the S&P 500 rising to 44 to 4,600, representing potential upside of 25 to 30%, guys. As you can see here, that's over 1,000 points higher than we currently are. So what they're basically saying is over the next year, if we would kind of just chart that to see a little bit of what that would look like, it's basically literally this, right? This would be about the exact time frame and exactly the price that they're predicting. So this is what they're saying it would look like. And guys, this would be absolutely beautiful if this did happen. Bitcoin would undoubtedly surge past $100,000 within this time frame, in my opinion. Altcoins across the board would be exploding. There's literally nothing else on this planet that would make me happier than to see this actually become reality. Myself and literally all of you, if you're invested, would benefit immensely over the next year if what they're saying about the SPX and what FundStrat is saying about the broader stock markets, this would be literally insane. Our long-term monthly quadrant balance oscillator tracking 2 to 4 year market cycles continues to build positively from oversold, signaling the current cycle likely has room to run into 2022. FundStrat analyst Rob Slumer said, the percentage of stocks in the S&P 500 with rising monthly momentum continues to rise from the low in March because of what happened, the crash around the world, and has plenty of upside left. This supports FundStrat's view that a new 4-year cycle bull market is still in the early stages of developing. And guys, I mean, knock on wood, but I personally do think with everything that's going on in 2020, the worst of it could be over. I still think we have a rocky few months as this election comes near. Regardless of who wins, I personally think that we could see some incredibly resilient and strong rises in the stock market. And on top of that, other bullish technical indicators are building a more supportive picture for stocks long term. Here we have a new highs in the advanced decline indicators show the rally in stocks is broadening out into other sectors with stronger market breadth. This increased participation only strengthens the current bull market. And separate from the FundStrat note, new highs in the Dow Jones Transportation Average last week suggest the market will continue to surge higher based on the more than 100-year-old Dow theory, often followed by these technical analysts. And guys, this is a really key part, and it's something I mentioned earlier in the video. Short-term indicators are showing signs of becoming overbought, like we showed on the chart there, suggesting a pause or a pullback in stocks in the coming week. They said this should only be viewed as near-term or short-term noise and pullbacks as an opportunity to increase equity exposure. So guys, again, I think the next few months still could be pretty turbulent, but ultimately, if this is the outlook for the next year and a half, 2 years, then basically everybody in the crypto space is going to be more than satisfied with what will happen to their portfolios. Because guys, if it actually would happen that the S&P does break 4,000 over the next year or two, even heads up to 4,500, then there is literally not a single doubt in my mind that Bitcoin is going to explode. Bitcoin will absolutely skyrocket if this is the trajectory that, for example, SPX takes. Then honestly, I mean, I think we'll be shocked by how much the cryptocurrency market could explode to the upside if this is reality. Wow, so let's see who the winner of the ledger is. Guys, you have 24 hours to shoot me an email, and we verify the email to make sure you're the actual winner. But if you guys don't respond within 24 hours, we'll just pick a new winner in the next episode. So Greg Phillips, this is not a ledger. You're absolutely right. It's a comment. Absolutely insane, brother. Make sure to shoot me an email. You have 24 hours, and if you don't get back to me, then we'll just pick another winner in the next legisode. And as well, guys, only a few days left. If you're interested, if you've already signed up, it doesn't matter if you're signed up with the link below. If you use TylerSCrypto 1 or 2, some very, very nice trading bonuses below, only if you're interested in supporting the channel, and only if you are an experienced trader as well.